Nothing for Lloyd Honeyghan to regain, but a lot to hang on to. We set the scene from Vegas for Saturday's big fight. Hannigan's defense, Marlon Starling's world title challenge.
Vegas calls itself the fight capital of the world, and this month it will certainly be that. This is where Frank Bruno will challenge Mike Tyson on February the 25th. And this is where, this weekend, Britain's Lloyd Honeyghan will defend his WBC World Welterweight title against Marlon Starling, the American former holder of the WBA title. It's all part of a welterweight double-header, because that WBA title is also up for grabs between Mark Breland, the American former champion, and a South Korean. Now, for Hannigan, this fight is a dream come true. He's always said that the high spot of his career would be to top the bill at the famous Caesar's Palace. And that is precisely what he's about to do. After 8 years as a pro, Starling came good in 1987 when he took the WBA title from the skillful Mark Breland, who was in front at the time in the 11th round.
Yes, he's dangerous, but so have been Gene Hatcher, Maurice Blocker, John Bumpers, you name them, a young kill.
He was on the same bill as you in Atlantic City, and of course he took that punch, which landed just after was thrown just after the bell. Did you actually see that happen? Were you able to watch that fight?
I was sitting with you, Harry.
Oh, so you were. So you came and joined me, didn't you? Yeah, I'd forgotten that. What did that mean to you when you saw Starling take a punch and didn't get up from it? Good. What did you feel?
Glad. I remember I was sitting with you, Harry. In the second round, I said to you that Marlon Starling is gone. And he went and got knocked out.
Once again, the challenger taking the play away from the champion. Oh, my word, he's brought a punch over on the bell. And the count will continue. He's brought a punch out of nowhere, and Starling's never going to beat this. He's counted out after the bell. He hit him on the bell, and under the rules, the count continues. That is quite unbelievable.
Now, have you got over that terrible night in Atlantic City in July when you were the victim of a punch that was clearly thrown after the bell by Molinares? Have you recovered from that shock?
What night?
You put it out of your mind, have you?
Yeah, you know, it's accident happens. I mean, no one got killed. I'm back fighting for the world title.
But it was a very unfortunate way to lose a title fight.
Well, you know, I can't fight the fight and judge the fight and score the fight. I was victimized of politics of boxing, and that's what happened to Marlon Starling once again. I fought Mark Breland here in April. I beat him real good, and he got the decision. So I can't fight the fight and judge the fight. I'm just a boxer. I get paid to perform in the ring. I can't control what happens outside the ring.
Eddie Futch was telling me that he compares you to some of the great old champions of the past, like Robinson and Naples, those sort of welterweights. I mean, that's high praise.
That is high praise. Thanks for telling me. He never told me.
Well, I think Marlon Starling is a throwback to some of the great welterweights of the past. He's doing things in there today that a lot of the other fighters are not doing. I mean, he's using a lot of the tactics that fellas like Robinson and Naples and Emil Griffith used back in those days.
And where do you rate Lloyd Honeyghan? What do you think of him as a fighter?
I haven't seen a great deal of Lloyd Honeyghan, but he impressed me mightily when he stopped Curry, whom I thought at that time was pound for pound the best fighter in the business.
28-year-old Hannigan was enjoying his second spell as world champion. He first won it from Don Curry in 1986. After 3 successful defenses, he lost it in 1987 on a technical decision to Jorge Vaca of Mexico. But just under a year ago, he took full revenge on Vaca at Wembley.
If ever you've seen a man determined to get his title back, this is it. Hannigan trying to find one swinging punch with which to drop his man, and he can't quite do it. Vaca's been trapped on these ropes now for nearly a minute. He's got him! He's got him over. He had to go. Remorseless attack. And Hannigan got him in round 3, and he's not going to beat the count. He's hurt. He's hurt. And he's out. Round 3. And Hannigan has collapsed in absolute exaltation.
Last summer in Atlantic City, Hannigan defended against Jung Kil-chung of South Korea. In the 5th round, Hannigan won, but not without bitter controversy.
And over goes the Korean, badly hurt and complaining about a low punch.
Under the rules of the WBC and the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, this is what happened. There was a low blow. A fighter cannot win a bout after receiving a low blow. There is only a point deduction, which goes against the fighter who threw the low blow. In this case, still champion, Lloyd Honeyghan.
We do have a great fight coming up, and because they don't particularly care about each other either.
Why do you think that is? Why don't they respect each other?
Well, I think it's just personality conflict.
Anybody could beat Don Curry. You know who beat Don Curry that day? A ragamuffin man.
The guy is such a big mouth, and he's always slagging everyone off. He slagged my trainers off. He slagged Mickey Duff off. I mean, if he see you, Harry, and you're talking to me now, he's slagging you off.
If Hannigan wants respect from me, he has to get in the ring.
Don't talk about birthdays. That don't mean a thing to me. Don't throw it in my face. It's too sweet to sting me. Oh, look at you now. I kept on looking hard. Look at you now. I kept on looking hard. Look at you now. I kept on looking hard. Look at you now. I kept on looking at your head. Looking at your head. Look at you now.
Mickey, the fight's only a few days away now. How do you feel about Starling? Is he going to be a very dangerous opponent?
He's not an easy opponent. He's very capable and he's experienced, and he's upset the odds many times in his career. Nevertheless, Lloyd Honeyghan is in the best shape that I've ever seen him in, both physically and mentally. You can see he's bubbling.
All right, London. All right, England. All right, Mum. All right, Jennifer, I love you. I mean that. And the kids, Monique, Lloyd, Dwayne, Nicole, Ronaldo, and soon to come the other one.
I think he's at the prime of his career, and I don't think anybody would beat him right now. I don't think there's a welterweight in the world that we really have to worry about. But, you know, it's never over until it's over, and there's always an element of doubt that somebody's going to pull something out. And it is a fight. But on the face of it, I'd much rather sit in Hannigan's corner that night than Starling's.
Well, whether or not Las Vegas is the fight capital of the world, there's no disputing it is the gambling capital. And if you want to know the odds on a big fight, this is the place to come. I'm in a betting shop just across the road from where the fight will take place, and they're just putting the odds on the fight up now. Those figures on the board, translated into British betting, means that Starling is roughly 2-1 against, and Hannigan is 5-2 on, which means, in other words, that the wise money in Vegas is going on Hannigan. I might have a bit of that myself.
I'm sure his partiality won't be over-evident during our big fight coverage, which you can see on Sunday, BBC1 at 3 o'clock.
One of the few events in Las Vegas that will get the gamblers off the tables and into the sports pavilion behind the casino is a big fight. And that's what we have here today. Britain's Lloyd Honeyghan is defending his WBC World Welterweight title against Marlon Starling of the United States. Now, Hannigan has always said that you can't be a big boxing star unless you've topped the bill at Caesar's Palace. And that's what he's doing against Marlon Starling, a 30-year-old American who's only ever been stopped once And that was by an illegal punch. Let's go inside now to the ringside.
Marlon Starling, the challenger for the title, the former WBA champion, is in the ring and waiting for Lloyd Honeyghan, the champion, to appear. The music strikes up for Hannigan, and Lloyd, the WBC Welterweight Champion, is on his way to the ring for, amazingly, his 8th World Championship fight in less than 2.5 years. The cheer goes up. Hannigan is on his way, and it's a sullen and composed-looking Hannigan who makes his way to the ring behind his manager, Mickey Duff. And we have a sellout crowd here in the indoor sports pavilion at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. An excited crowd. Some 5,000 people jam-packed into the arena. And Hannigan, 28 years old, 2 years younger than Starling, enters the ring like a man who knows he's going to work. This is a needle fight. These two men have been insulting each other publicly now for the best part of a year.
Anybody could beat Don Curry. You know who beat Don Curry that day? A ragamuffin man.
The guy is such a big mouth, and he's always slagging everyone off. He slagged my trainers off. He slagged Mickey Duff off. I mean, if he see you, Harry, you're talking to me now, but slagging you off.
If Hannigan wants respect from me, he has to get in the ring.
Well, now, sitting with me at the ringside, and I'm delighted to say, we have Mike Tyson, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I know you're a great fight fan, Mike, of any weight. Tell me how you see this one going.
Well, the fight is a contrast of a very experienced fighter against a very determined and hungry fighter. And this particular incident, I'm looking at Lloyd Honeyghan, and he looks like a guy that just got out of Bellevue Psychic Ward. And I'm looking for some fireworks tonight.
Hannigan's a friend of yours, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very delightful fella, and I enjoyed spending time with him the time we hung out and we went to see the OJs. But this is a totally different matter now.
I know you regard him as a really tough fighter, don't you?
Very tough and determined. That's what I admire about all fighters. The enthusiasm. He has a great deal of enthusiasm. And I believe once the belt starts, he's going to jump on him. Like before, his performance with Donald Curry before was more of a reckless, you know what I mean? Just, I'm going to take him out now or never. You know, it's now or never. I'm going to take him out. But right now, he's more experienced. He's been in 8 world title fights. He's experienced, very confident. He's the best. He's the former undisputed and really still considered the undisputed, welterweight champion of the world. And his performance proves it.
So you're rooting for Hannigan. You think he's going to win?
Oh, absolutely. My opinion, I'm not good on judging fights. Anything can happen in a pride fight. But from my assumption of the two fellas, I will pick Hannigan, yes.
Okay, Mike, you'll stay with us for the fight, will you?
Surely. I can stay a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout of the evening is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, Jose Suleiman, President, Supervisor Aristo Manrique, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Dr. Elias Ghaneman, Chairman. The commissioners are Dr. James Nave, Dwayne Ford, Freddie Little, and Jay Nady. The executive director is Chuck Minker. The officials assigned for the next bout of the evening by the governing bodies. The judges are Dalby Shirley of Nevada, Adrian Morgan of Wales, and Ray Solis of Mexico. Your referee is Mills Lane. This is the final event of the night. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing in the red corner, from Hartford, Connecticut, weighing in at 146 pounds, with a professional record of 43 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw, with 26 KOs. He is a former WBA champion and is currently rated 3rd in the world by the WBC. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, Marlon Starling. And in the blue corner, from London, England, weighing 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record consists of 33 wins, 1 defeat, with 22 KOs. He is the reigning WBC Welterweight Champion of the World, Lloyd Honeyghan.
And a sizable number of British fans in this audience here tonight.
Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, both of you protect yourself at all times. We've already gone through the instructions. Any questions from the challenger or chief striker? Any questions over here? Let's get it on. Come on.
This is a good referee. He's only small, Mills Lane from Reno, Nevada, but he's a good referee. And the Hannigan camp were delighted when he was appointed. Hannigan, the man with the staring eyes. This is the moment when the talking stops and the fighting begins. Hannigan in the black trunks. Straight in. Starling with a reputation for being a clever, cagey fighter. Not always consistent. Took him a long time in his pro. Oh, he's got Hannigan. 2 punches and Hannigan staggered in the opening minute. And that's a very sharp warning to Lloyd indeed. He popped in 2 quick punches to the head and Hannigan was hurt. So the play has been taken away from the champion in the opening seconds. Hannigan wearing what I think is a replica of his WBC championship belt. The badge emblazoned on the black trunks. And this is not going to go too far by the look of the way these two are going at each other. Hannigan has turned southpaw. Starling's made a good, confident start here. He's got his gloves high up to his head, protecting himself against the aggressive Hannigan and putting in good counter punches. Another right hand. This is not a good start by Hannigan. Starling rocking him all over the place, and Hannigan is in trouble again. First round. This is a sharp, aggressive, and a very meaningful Starling indeed. He's come to get this title, no messing about. Three good punches this time from Hannigan, another one, beginning to get the range. Come through a bad patch, but warming up. And the way these two are punching, be surprising if it goes halfway through the 12. Well, I don't know about a fight. This has started more like a war. Hannigan has made a good recovery from that bad opening minute and a half. And these two are testing each other's courage and resilience to the full here. Both of them now felt hard punches. And Starling comes in with one over the top at the end of the first round. That was some first round. Well, Mike, that was some start there.
Well, that's a hectic first round, and I gave the round to Starling, but Lloyd mustn't let this guy frustrate him, because it's very frustrating when a guy's covered up and he's looking for the knockout. And my best bet is just a punch to the body, because his hands is covered very well, and he's very experienced, so it's very easily to be frustrated. I hope he's experienced enough not to let that frustrate him.
Suddenly, it's a tough fight for Hannigan.
Exactly, because of the fact that he's not calm enough. He must throw it to the body because the body can't move, and the gloves are there to protect him. Like I said before, he's very experienced. You know what I mean? And that can frustrate a person. It can frustrate a guy that's a puncher, used to hitting guys and seeing things happen. If nothing's happening because he's hitting on the glove, and psychologically he thinks, I'm hitting this guy my best shot. Normally he's not hitting him because he's only hitting the glove.
Thank you, Mike.
Body, Hannigan.
In the white trunks, the challenger, Marlon Starling, 30 years old, former WBA champion. And Hannigan now, who's going to be put to the test here. And you've heard what Mike Tyson has said. He must work to the body because the head's protected. Hannigan still working to the head. Oh, he walks right onto a terrific right counter. He's taking too many chances, Hannigan.
He's still shooting for the head, and he's wide open as he goes in. Hannigan looks to me like a man who's going for the one-punch win at all costs. Starling has come out here knowing exactly what the tactics are going to be, and so far they're very successful. Now he's got his elbows down, protecting the body. Hannigan can't find a place to shoot at him. Starling already beginning to breathe hard. Hannigan came into this fight so full of confidence. You wonder how much of it has evaporated already. Still slinging these bombs to the head. He can't really find a clean shot. And Starling fighting a very clever fight indeed, putting in good counter punches, and his punches are having more effect than Hannigan's. Hannigan trying to batter the arms aside so that he can get at him. And Starling protecting himself very much in the style of the old Sugar Ray Robinson. He's often been compared with Robinson. Robinson was his hero. And he's showing a few of the old Robinson moves there. He even looks facially a little bit like him. Another right on Hannigan's head. Still Hannigan comes forward, shooting all the time. Well, if he goes out, Hannigan's going out fighting, that's for sure. It's still only the second round. Starling getting behind the guard into the body. Hannigan's head wide open as he comes in. What a start to a World Championship fight this is. And another tough round for Hannigan as they break off at the end of the second. He still can't get past those defenses, Mike.
My advice is that if I was fighting, I would keep my hands up, concentrate on using my jab, and concentrate mainly on the body, and trick a punch to the head, sneak a punch right to the head.
He's putting a tremendous amount into these opening rounds. I mean, he's using up a lot of energy.
I've never seen him fight like this before, for some reason. I'm not saying it's anything. I've never seen him fight like this. Hopefully his best bet is to wear Starling down, because if the fight goes like this for a long period, either he's going to get a cut because he's getting hit more than he should be getting hit, else hopefully he can wear the guy down.
He's not going to outbox Starling, that's for sure.
Well, no, but his best bet is to wear the guy down, constantly put pressure and keep a jab in his face. That's why if he jab, he won't jab as much. He has to continue jabbing and working the body.
A tremendous WBC Welterweight Championship fight at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. This is the city where Mike Tyson will be defending his heavyweight title against Frank Bruno just 3 weeks from tonight.
Oh, get him up, come on, get him up, you guys. Go ahead, time. Hey. Watch the head in it. Come on. Get him up.
Hannigan swinging those wild punches again. Not keeping the punches short at all and allowing Starling to measure him as he comes in. Starling keeping his boxing together. And when he opens up, he looks very dangerous. This has not been a vintage Hannigan performance yet, by any means. Scheduled for 12 rounds, this is the third. Hannigan in his second spell as world champion. Regained the title from Jorge Vaca last year and defended last summer in Atlantic City against Jung Kil Chung of South Korea, and finished it with a punch that was low, and the Korean failed to get up within 5 minutes, so Hannigan was the winner. Well, Starling has thrown some of his best shots, and Hannigan's still coming. So maybe we shall get a turn of the tide here eventually. Starling engaged in his 50th professional contest tonight. Hannigan just trying to blast him apart with sheer non-stop aggression. But so much of his work is being wasted. Another hard, sharp right counter from Starling. Hannigan now trying to get down to the body, still taking these little right counters to the head. Hannigan trying to bully him, trying to force the defenses apart. How much of it? How's he going to keep this up, Hannigan? It's only the third. And now Starling is beginning to look flash. He's beginning to taunt Hannigan, and Hannigan won't like that. Top of the head, but it staggered him. He caught him with a good right. It was on the top of the head, and it hurt.
Punch hard, don't punch bad intent.
That suddenly was the first real success that Hannigan had. And as Hannigan goes back to the corner, he looks very, very tired indeed. But finally got through. Well, it took him 3 rounds, Mike, but he finally got through.
Well, he finally is marked, but for some reason he's punching like he's a little fatigued. I can't imagine, like, the first round he act like he was a little fatigued, and he's coming on. But he has to continue that pressure, you know what I mean? Because he's coming in to the round, and it looked like it might be a long fight. But he got to constantly throw that pressure and not stop throwing punches and use the jab.
Do you see any signs that Starling might be weakening?
Yeah, well, he hit him with a good punch, and when he got hit, he brushed it off like nothing happened. Normally when they do it, that means something did happen.
Right. So how do you feel? Do you feel Hannigan can pull this out?
Oh, definitely. It's a puncher. A puncher could always push it out.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Round 4. Hannigan in the black trunks. 3 very tough rounds for Hannigan. Well, it's quite clear that Starling has prepared very carefully for this one. Incidentally, he's got an amazing reach advantage, Starling. His reach is 74 inches, and Hannigan's alleged to be only 59.
All right, get him up. Here we go, come on.
Little apology between the two of them there. A low punch from Starling. Well, if they hadn't had much respect for each other before this, I think they have now. You can understand how Hannigan could become a very, very, in fact, if he isn't already a very, very popular fighter in the States. He's very much American in his approach. All-out ruthlessness. But this is certainly the toughest world title fight he's had so far. Not too much in those punches of Hannigan now. He's just pushing the arms up. Is Starling tiring? That's the key to this. Because there are definite signs that Lloyd is. Two good punches again from Starling. Hurt Hannigan again. Still Lloyd comes forward. Almost insane determination to press forward, leaving himself totally exposed to any counter. And again, sharp punches catch Hannigan to the head, and Hannigan's quest is beginning to look very, very forlorn indeed. Somehow or other, Hannigan's got to pull a miracle punch out against a man who's outboxing him.
Starling full of confidence, dictating the tactics, letting Hannigan wear himself out, and providing all the sharp counter punches. Brilliant performance by Starling. And Hannigan gives him a little tap on the head as they go back. Hannigan has much to say. Well, I do have respect for him. Here's Mickey Duff.
You're smarter than him. You're lounging, and you're letting him pick you off. Understand? Now, take a deep breath. Listen. Take a deep breath and change your attitude, will you? Change your attitude. Just walk out and make yourself scarce not to get hit. He's making you do all the work. Walk out, make yourself scarce, don't get hit.
Mickey Duff telling Lloyd Honeyghan he's got to change his attitude. It's no good going in absolutely wild. There's got to be a change of tactics, a change of attitude. And Mike Tyson sitting next to me said to me just now, it's no good tapping your opponent on the back when he goes back the corner. You should be hitting him. Round 5. And Hannigan is a bit slow to come out of that corner. They've been doing so much talking, they haven't got his gum shield back in. And the crowd don't like that. He's got another 5 seconds rest, and so is Starling. I won't say panic in the Hannigan corner, but a good deal of concern. Now this is the change of attitude. Hannigan is coming out now to move back and jab. Round 5. And no sooner does he do that than Starling does this. And all the signs are that that cherished world crown of Hannigan's is slipping from his head. Well, if Hannigan rescues this, it'll be quite remarkable. Doing better. Suddenly, Hannigan putting together more accurate punches, jabbing beautifully into Starling's head. The Hannigan attitude has certainly changed for the better. Starling beginning to clown. That might be a good sign for Hannigan. You would expect Starling to be getting on with his work, having had so much success, not stand around clowning. But it's typical of the man. It's the sort of thing he does do in fights. This is the best round Hannigan's had so far. Hannigan southpaw again. Did that in his previous fight against Chung of South Korea. Starling still very much alive and kicking. And now Hannigan beginning to clown. He takes 2 on the chin. His gum shield comes out. And the bell has come not a moment too soon for Hannigan. He started to clown and Starling went straight at him and shot the gum shield straight out of his mouth. There, Mike, there was a change of attitude on Lloyd's part, but he looked bad at the end.
Lloyd is not fighting to win. For some reason, I don't understand it, but he's not fighting to win. And hopefully it doesn't turn out that way, but like I said, I'm a bad judgment of fights when it comes to pick and fight.
I can't understand with you. I don't know why he's come out with all that
undisciplined aggression.
He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight like he wants to quit in a way. It looks like he wants to quit. He's letting him. He's allowing him to be hit. And I noticed that he only throws punches at the guy's head when the guy's hands are up. And when the guy hands it down and the guy's vulnerable, right now we should throw the left hook. That's when he should have threw the left hook like he's been doing in the earlier rounds, and he's not throwing a punch when he sees the opportunity to throw the punch.
Well, Hannigan finished that last round in some trouble. Jab and move comes the anguished cry from Mickey Duff, his manager. Hannigan doesn't really know what to do. I think his mind is totally confused now. He doesn't quite know how to handle Starling. Nothing's worked. And he's trying to feel his way into a new attitude, and he can't do it. And Starling senses victory. That's another good right from Starling again and again. Hannigan has to take these punches. He's being made to suffer. Hannigan's face now swollen around the eyes. Somehow, Lloyd has got to survive these middle rounds, hope that Starling tires, and then try to catch up with him towards the finish. It looks to be the only hope now. If he'd started like that, instead of leaving it till now, it might all have been different. Starling manoeuvring, trying to get Hannigan into a corner where he can get him again. Hannigan now turning the cagey boxer. And certainly it's considerably more successful than the undisciplined aggression of earlier on. But the left catches him. And again, the gum shield flies out of Hannigan's mouth, and it's wound up in the third row of the press seats. And Hannigan is beginning to look a dejected fighter. And it looks very much as though Starling is going to pull off an upset here. That Starling corner must be very, very pleased with what's happened. Here's Eddie Futch, the trainer.
As long as he's moving, jab, jab, cut him off. Run him in the shot.
Got tape problems here.
Well, Hannigan came into this fight as a 5-2 favourite. Here's replay from that 6th round. And in every round so far, there's been a nasty shock for Hannigan, and there was another one. See that gum shield flying out? It wound up in row 3. So, even the retreating tactics have not really worked. Mike Tyson's left us now to go and join somebody else on the other side of the ring. Hannigan, his 8th World Championship fight, his 35th pro fight, his first pro fight in December 1980 at the Royal Albert Hall. Mike Sullivan went the distance with him that night over 6 rounds, so
Sullivan can be proud of that performance, considering what's come since. The gum shield's out of Starling's mouth this time. The referee tosses it to a neutral corner. So this time, Starling, the challenger, is without the gum shield. Starling in white trunks, coming forward all the time, trying to cut Hannigan off. And Hannigan not knowing where to go now, not punching, just running. Trying to work behind a jab, but he's running backwards and they're beginning to boo him. What a remarkable turnaround this has been for Hannigan. He started like a demon, like a man demented, in fact. And now he's trying to turn into a cagey boxer. Nothing seems to work. Hannigan's gum shield has gone as well now. Neither man has got one in. Round 7 of a hard fight between two men who don't like each other, but maybe grudgingly now beginning to respect each other. Starling says, come forward. Mickey Duff, just to my left here, says, never mind about that, stick to the tactics. Hannigan making Starling chase, trying to take the strength out of those 30-year-old legs. But will it work? Hannigan very swollen around the right eye now. The lips are puffed. Neither man has the gum shield in. Oh, he's hurt. Well, it looked to me as though he was hurt, but maybe it was just a slip. In the neutral, in the Starling corner, maybe there was water there. I thought he was hurt for a minute, the way he went down, but apparently not. So now they go to work on that swelling, which is getting worse and worse on Hannigan's right eye. Using that flat iron to try to iron out the bump.
Lloyd, you're way behind now, you've got to start getting into this fight. You won't get in the fight by letting him walk all over you. You've got to stay your ground and make him miss, but not brawl with him. Make him miss and stick a jab and then try and back him up.
Well, Mickey Duff trying to talk new tactics into Hannigan.
You're not tired? No, good. Then
Hannigan says he's not tired. Well,
come on, go and work. All right?
he's a man of extreme resilience if he isn't tired at this stage. It's the 8th. As you heard Mickey Duff say, Hannigan a long, long way behind. In fact, he's hardly won a round. Maybe one. Starling going for the finish, and he might get it. Hannigan all over the place. Totally bemused. He's fought one of the worst fights of his life here tonight. Nothing's ever gone right for him from the opening bell. He walked into punches right at the start, and he's walking it. Well, he's not walking into him, he's backing into him now. And Starling's got him trapped there. And he may not let him go now. The gum shield comes out of Hannigan's mouth, and I think he's going. I think the end is very near for Britain's world welterweight champion. He can't come off the ropes. He doesn't know where to go. The head's beginning to hang. The arms are coming down. He's making a gallant effort to keep this crown. But relentlessly, Starling is knocking it off his head.
And still Starling hasn't quite finished him. Hannigan gets another reprieve. Well, when Starling won the WBA title from Mark Breland, he started slowly and then came strongly at the finish. Here, he started very fast and strong. And now in the 8th, he's still going very, very strongly indeed. Unmarked. Hannigan very much marked. The right side of his face now beginning to swell, as well as the eye. The cheek's beginning to puff out. He's got some bad trouble, Hannigan, with his right cheek. Rather reminiscent of something that happened to Muhammad Ali many, many years ago against Joe Frazier. The right side of his face now beginning to puff out, almost as though he may have a broken jaw. There's trouble there. There's concern. They're asking about his jaw. The doctor's come in to have a look. This might be the end.
The bruise, I just squeezed it. It's a bruise.
That's a bad swelling on the right side of his face, on the cheek.
Open your jaw. Okay.
That's the doctor talking to him now.
You want to go back out there, son?
Yes.
You ready to fight?
Huh?
Can you go on?
Just did, doctor.
Tape on that. Okay. Tape on that left.
Your jaw's okay.
Tape where it's hanging. Yeah, you're all right.
Hannigan protesting furiously that his jaw is okay, but it clearly isn't. However, he's not giving the crown up lightly. Now then, how far can he get with this additional handicap? The right side of his face quite grotesquely swollen now. Starling in the white trunks, the man who's come to take the crown and looks like doing just that. Well, these two came into the ring sworn enemies. It's been that sort of fight too. But I don't think there'll be too much enmity at the end of this. Hannigan's already shown his respect for Starling by patting him on the head, and Hannigan goes down out of exhaustion and despair, I think, as much as anything. He looks at the timekeeper. He's got enough sense to do that. His nose bleeding, badly hurt. Are you okay, says Mills Lane, the referee. And on he goes again. The 9th, another sucking great right hand from Starling, and one's beginning to hope that this won't go too much further, because Hannigan is taking too much, and it's stopped quite rightly. And America gets to its feet at Caesar's Palace and acclaims the new champion, Marlon Starling, from Hartford, Connecticut. And a well-deserved champion at that. He took command of the fight in the opening round, and he kept it all the way through. There was nothing that the unfortunate Hannigan could do about it. Right eye swollen, right cheek swelling out, nose not broken, but badly hurt. Hannigan is a despairing and dejected figure in his corner, and so, in his 8th World Championship fight, Hannigan loses the title for the 2nd time. He lost it on a technical decision to Jorge Vaca, then got it back, and now he loses it again. These were the closing moments. Hannigan in hopeless trouble, and I'm not sure he was punched down. I think it was just sheer frustration and exhaustion that finally brought him to his knees. And then another blistering attack from Starling, and Mills Lane, the referee, moved mercifully in and called a halt. Just about at the right time. Hannigan was taking far, far too much. So, Britain's champion on his knees at Caesar's Palace, the title gone, and all the talk of a unification title fight between Hannigan and the winner of the Breland-Lee fight, all past history now. It doesn't matter anymore as far as Hannigan's concerned. Starling is the new WBC Welterweight Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 19 seconds of the 9th round. Referee Mills Lane stops the bout. The winner by a TKO and new WBC Welterweight Champion of the world, Marlon, the Magic Man, Starling.
Lloyd, you feel okay?
I feel fine, Harry, you know. It's just that my face swelled up a little bit at the side, and every time he caught me on it, like the swelling, you feel like someone was cutting me with a knife, you know.
It wasn't your night tonight, was it? It was a bad start.
Yeah, it was a bad start. I got caught early, and I just couldn't get into the fight, Harry, and I wish the guy luck, you know. I just wish he didn't talk so much, but I wish him luck.
The first 5 rounds, I mean, you threw everything in. It was a bit undisciplined. I mean, you were trying ruthlessly to get at him, and he was so well protected.
Yeah, I let my aggression get the better of me, Harry. I wanted to beat the guy so much, and I wasn't thinking tonight, and I let my aggression get the better of me.
But you did change the tactics. You began to go back.
I try, Harry. I try everything, you know. I try to make him make mistakes and then let him pay, but it was too late.
So a little bit of respect for Starling?
As a fighter, yeah, but not as a man, because you don't act like a man, you act like a kid, you know.
I don't want to keep you too long because you're not in a good state, but what's the future now, do you think?
I don't know, Harry. Off my hand right now, I can't really say.
Anyway, bad luck tonight, mate. You put up a terrific fight,
Yeah,
you went down fighting.
Well, you know, as British, we'll have to give it our own, you know what I mean?
Well, I hope to see you back in the ring anyway. Can I quit word with Mickey?
Yeah, sure.
What do you feel about it, Mick?
Well, naturally, I'm disappointed. I'm proud that he fought his heart out. He caught a good Starling. He also, in my opinion, we kept telling him, play cool, the game is not to get hit, but he had so much venom he wanted to get it, and he got hit with 1 or 2 punches, and the guy took the fight away from him. You've got to give him all the credit.
Well, he came back once. Can he come back again?
Yeah, oh, sure. I think he may well come back.
Well, we all hope so. Thanks very much, both of you.
All right.
Marlon, this interview is going to Great Britain, and on behalf of that country, I want to congratulate you. You put up a tremendous fight.
Thanks. I told you that I was the best welterweight in the world, and I think, I proved it.
You came out with the right tactics. You defended well. You let him wear himself out. Everything went right.
Everything went right. I know Lloyd had a fight like a Marlon Starling. We got this fight out of the way. I'm happy I got this fight, and I am now, to me, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
Would you regard that as one of your best ever performances tonight?
You have to take that with my trainer here, Eddie Fudge. He can tell you I'm never happy with Marlon Starling, so let Eddie can talk to you about that.
Were you ever in any trouble in that fight?
Never. You have to respect every guy's power because it only takes one shot.
How do you feel about Hannigan now? Do you respect him as a fighter?
I always respect him as a fighter, but as the best welterweight in the world, you know what I want to tell you?
Okay. Marlon, thank you very much. Let me have a word with Eddie Fudge. That was a great performance by your man.
He carried out our plan. We knew that Hannigan would come out fast and throw a lot of punches, and Marlon has a good defense. I knew that eventually Hannigan would slow up and Marlon would take over.
You read Hannigan very well. You knew exactly how he would come out, and you were right.
Right.
Did the change of tactics, did Hannigan's change of tactics worry you at all? Did you think it might work?
No. When he changed tactics, we knew it was in desperation. See, and so we just stepped up our pressure, and it paid off.
It's a great performance at 30 years old by Marlon, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we all respect him. A great fight, great win.
Oh, thank you.
Well, the lights have dimmed here in the Indoor Sports Pavilion at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, and that's the sort of night it is, really, a rather dim and sad night for British boxing. Lloyd Honeyghan has lost his World Welterweight Championship. Well, in 3 weeks' time, we should be back in this city of Las Vegas because Frank Bruno will be challenging for the heavyweight championship of the world against the undefeated Mike Tyson. And that fight you'll be able to see on BBC television. But for the time being, rather sadly, from Las Vegas, good night.
Now then, how far can he get? The right side of his face quite grotesquely swollen now. Starling in the white trunks.
The man who's come to take the crown and looks like doing just that. Well, these two came into the ring sworn enemies. It's been that sort of fight too. But I don't think there'll be too much enmity at the end of this. Hannigan's already shown his respect for Starling by patting him on the head, and Hannigan goes down out of exhaustion and despair, I think, as much as anything. He looks at the timekeeper. He's got enough sense to do that. His nose bleeding, badly hurt. Are you okay, says Mills Lane, the referee. And on he goes again. The ninth, another sucking great right hand from Starling, and one's beginning to hope that this won't go too much further, because Hannigan is taking too much, and it's stopped quite rightly. And America gets to its feet at Caesar's Palace and acclaims the new champion, Marlon Starling from Hartford, Connecticut.